everyone! Today I want to share with you 7 very useful study tips, especially for matriculation students. So before I enroll into this matriculation program, I've actually studied A-levels for 2 months, which the learning experience are almost the same when I was in high school. But when I become a matriculation student, I found out that things are really different there. This is because the teaching methods of the matriculation lecturers are different, and also many unexpected situations happen, and this has forced me to come up with a new set of study method. And with this, I've also successfully achieved PNGK 4.0. So without further ado, let's get right start into the video. If you have some lecturers who like to teach in a slow pace, or there are always technical issues, problems happen in most of the classes and causes the classes cannot be carried on smoothly, and at last your lecturer may teach in a very fast pace at the last minute just to cover all the syllabus for you, and at that time you may not understand what your lecturers are actually teaching. So what you can do is, there are few chapters and topics in our syllabus which are quite easy to understand if you read through the lecture notes. The lecture notes is a very good guide. It consists of a very detailed and complete theoretical explain, and also sample exercises with workings and answers provided for you. So after reading through the lecture notes, you can try to do the exercises in your workbook, which consists of, most of them are very basic questions. So if you can answer all the questions in your workbook, it means that you have actually understand most of the basic of the chapter. And at that time, you need not worry about whether your lecturers can finish the syllabus for you, and you can also be more familiar when your lecturer are teaching in class. So this is actually linked to the first tip. When after you've done your self-study, you do the questions in the workbook or the exercises your lecturers prepare for you. So this will not only train your independence on doing the questions by yourself, but it really saves your time, because you get to spot the part that you don't know during your self-study, and you can immediately raise out your question at the beginning of every classes. So here is another very small tips for you is, every time I've asked my question at the beginning of the class, I've only paid part of my attention on the online class, and I will continue my revision or do the exercises behind to keep myself always more advanced than my lecturer. Expose yourself in as many types of questions as you can by doing tutorials, workbooks, and module tests. So now I will share different parts that you need to focus according to different subjects. So for mathematics, just like how we did in high school, we just need to do a lot of exercises. And for biology, you also need to read a lot, memorize a lot, and expose yourself to as many KBAK questions as you can. While for physics, you need to focus on theories part for your UPS and calculation part for PSPM. While at last, for chemistry, there's a quite big difference between chemistry in semester 1 and semester 2. So chemistry semester 1, most of them are calculations. So just like our physics, you need to memorize theories for your UPS, but calculations for PSPM. While the chemistry in semester 2, you're exposed to organic chemistry, where there are a lot of reactions that you need to memorize. So yeah, you just need to memorize it and ready for PSPN and UPS. For me, who have a poor memory, I will always forget the details and the new things that I'm initially not familiar with. As for information, if you count the total number of chapters of all 4 subjects, you'll find out that there are almost average of 10 chapters for each subject. So for me, at that time, there are a lot. So what I do is I will create a timetable for myself to always keep track on my study progress, and also to make sure that I will always remember what I've learned in the previous chapters. Your lecturers might not 24/7 always online for you, but I'm sure that it will be easier to find your friends than your lecturers sometimes. And if you are back in college, you can even find your roommates, your neighbors, or friends from the other block to help you to solve your question. So don't hesitate to share your study techniques to your friends, and they will help you too. So our friends have different lecturers. Their lecturers might have different teaching method, or they have fast lecturers. So to be honest, because of the help of my friends, I've really doubled or even tripled my study speed. If you are at a college, I will highly recommend you the library. So the library is air-conditioned, is really and very comfortable. You can have a self-study or group study with your friends there, and the Wi-Fi connection at the library is always the best. And for the second option, I will choose the cafe after high peak. It will of course be a little bit, not a little bit, it will be noisier than the library, but you get to satisfy your cravings when you are hungry or you feel bored and want to fall asleep during class and revision. So to be honest, I will less recommend you to stay in your room, because for me, there are too many distractions in my room, especially my bed, and if you have active roommates, you might get distracted while you are studying. Make sure you have a good study buddy, your smartphone, with enough storage, because during this time you cannot have face-to-face class. All the study materials are sent through PDF files or MP4. So if you are affordable, I would recommend you to have a laptop or a tab. It will be much comfortable for your eyes. So, but if you have a smartphone, it is really enough. And another thing, if you don't like to view your lecture notes and exercises in soft copy form, you can have a printer to print out of this for you. Here is my very last advice for you, is that you might heard before, studying in matric is easy, but to be honest, I think that it will be quite challenging. As you can see, you will have a very packed schedule, and especially when you're back in college, there will be so many unexpected situations happen that will stop you from studying. For example, like chatting and playing too much with your friends, or like emergency situations like water shortage. Yeah, so hope my study tips will help you, and feel free to drop down your question down below the comment section, and please like and subscribe if you want to know more about life as a matriculation student. See you in the next video. Bye!